today is the 1st of April, and it seemed like a good day to be out. Nice sunny day. A little bit of wind, but other than that, it's pretty nice. Checking fence lines to see where we're at in terms of what we have to do to get started for the summer. Probably thinking about bringing some cattle in this summer. Haven't had them for a while. The Trans Mountain Pipeline came right through the middle of our handling facilities in our yard. So we've kind of been delayed on having cows around, and we're thinking this summer is a good one to get back into it. Mostly our thinking is that we want to have some for market, but also some just to put good food on the table. We really enjoy having our own beef, and freezer's getting pretty low. Didn't get anything in hunting season last year, so this year is looks like we're going to grow some of our own. I'll show you some of the fences that we're checking and some of the lines we're checking. The snow's still pretty deep, even though it's the 1st of April. And lots of melt. The fields are all bare. People are starting to be pretty worried around here about fires this season. But down here in the bush, there's still enough snow that it goes over the top of my boots. So here's the fences that we're checking. That one looks really good. That line is nice and open. I'm thinking I might push back some of those trees a little bit there. And back here, we just came down that trail, down that fence. A couple of trees there we're going to need the chainsaw for. Probably have to do it by hand, as we can't get in there with the loader. There's lots of brush growing up. You can see that the snow, like I said, is pretty deep. Down here in the muskeg and down here behind the trees, lots of shade. And it's not spring yet, even though it looks it up in the fields. And some old rabbit tracks here. Probably the last snow looks like it's on top of them. They've definitely melted. Hasn't been anything fresh, but still cool to see them around. And just on the outside of our fence, you can see that the resident moose has been hanging out, doing a little browsing, a little laying around. We even have some pussy willows over there growing up, showing us that it is thinking it's spring. Just an absolutely beautiful day to be out in the bush. There's our snow pack still down here. Hasn't melted at all through the winter. And if I'm not real careful, it goes over the top of the boot. And we definitely have a few rabbits running around in here. Lots of tracks, and now we can see a little bit of bunny poop. Probably we're hanging out in here in the wintertime. It's pretty thick. I'm not going to go venturing through it. I'm going to stay out on the fence line where it's easier walking, although the snow is definitely shallower in the bush here. Oh boy. There we go. We got some work to do there. Looks like we weren't happy with just, one tree on the fence. We had to do it right. We got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees on the fence. But I think, a bit of luck, I don't think we broke any posts. So this actually is not going to be that bad of a repair. We'll probably, likely film it when we get to doing it here this spring, but it looks like we can just pull that wire up and re-staple it. And tensioning it becomes a bit of a challenge, but you can kind of see one here. I'll show you right there. We've developed a way of putting those Gallagher twisters in the wire, and you can tension the fence then without having to cut it and open it at the corner or cut it and retwist it. They just tension it right up. I think we can probably fix this pretty easily. A couple hours, we'll have it back looking like a fence. And you can see as soon as I turned that corner back there, as soon as I turned the corner, the snow is just gone, and that's a factor of how warm of a winter we've had. We did get a bit of snow, but every time we got it, it just melted and was gone again. And this is the stuff that we're worried about come spring. If we don't get those spring rains with light snow like we had this year, or stages of snow like we had this year, that stuff is all still standing up. Just one spark and we're back into fire season again. We're out checking that pasture over to see about fences, and now we're going to see about water. Old pump used to work. Don't know if it still does, but we're going to find out. just about like well water. Should be good.